one of our top appetizers.
They have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Hey friends, it's Greg Hudson here. Welcome back to another edition of ABR and welcome back to the Sunshine State. Now today, you're gonna get to see a familiar face. Remember Goodrich's Seafood? Really cool little local spot that showed you old Florida. Well, Karen, the owner down there, also has a place 10 minutes up the road that's serving some of the best steaks you can imagine, hand cut by the chef himself. So come on in, let's check out Elliott's Steakhouse. We found her. Karen is here. It's great to see you again.
Thank you. It's nice to see you too.
What a contrast, because the last time you and I sat down together was over at Goodrich's, the seafood place.
Yes.
Very different vibe. It's up the road, no kill. This, less than 10 minutes up the road.
Yes.
In Edgewater, but looking around, totally different energy, style.
Yes.
I mean, you even dress differently here. It's cool though.
Because Goodrich's is on the river, you're in your shorts, it's, flip-flops, family fun. Here, you can get dressed up and you can bring if you want to have a birthday dinner or a special date or something.
Celebration of some sort.
Complete different vibe.
It really is.
It is.
And man, I was looking at the menu here. Just incredible. When I sat down, you had what? Is this swordfish?
Yes.
A beautiful piece of swordfish sitting here for us. What's the concept? I know it's a steakhouse, but because we're in Florida, clearly got some seafood options. What was the thought process putting a menu together for Elliott's?
We wanted to have, it's technically Elliott Steak and Seafood.
Okay.
But we cut out that part when we did the sign because we wanted to separate the two, but not separate the two. Does that make sense?
It does.
That's our seafood.
Yes.
So we wanted to have just a few signature seafood dishes here, but mostly steaks.
I get that.
Yeah. So we did a little bit of seafood, but then we did mostly.
Going for mostly the steaks here.
Yes.
You know what? I actually like that you did that, and I'll tell you why. Because chances are in a community like this, people know that you guys are the owner proprietors of Goodrich's, and that you are also the same for Elliott's.
Yes.
So what I like about that is that you did separate the two by name, so to speak. You left steak on the sign. But if people come here because they know that you own that, they know they're going to get good seafood here. Yes. Like, you don't need it on the sign because you know Karen and Doug are in charge of this place.
Yes.
You already know you're going to get good seafood.
Yes.
Speaking of which, let's go ahead and try this now.
This lime glazed swordfish is so good.
This is just swordfish, man. I'll tell you what, that's one thing I love about like the Caribbean is just the swordfish that you're able to source and get from there. It's so delicious. I love the vegetable medley under here too.
Yes.
Just beautiful.
Chef does a fantastic job.
I'm actually just gonna start with the veggies real quick. I feel better about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Those veggies are outstanding. Good. Okay, now I'm gonna get some veggie with the swordfish. And swordfish matches this place too. Swordfish to me, when I think of like a swordfish steak, I think of a restaurant like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's it's a treat to me.
Yes. It's not just your average Friday night fish fry kind of fish. It's a, it's a special.
It is. It feels like a more of a special dinner type of meal.
Yes.
This is seasoned perfectly.
Isn't it?
Man.
It's so good.
And if you've never had swordfish either, it is somewhat unique. Man, swordfish, for those that don't know, it's a meatier steak.
Yes.
Or almost like they call it a swordfish steak because it is meatier.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Than like a lighter cod or something.
Yes. It definitely has that steak kind of even feature.
Yeah.
And
when
you cut
it, even?
Yes, yes. Because like some of the different fishes we have down there, I like a light, mild tasting. I don't like an overwhelming.
Like fishy flavor?
Yes, I do not like that. So
But you guys do everything so fresh anyway. You don't even taste that fishiness.
I know, but it's a light, white, mild fish that we use down at Goodrich's. So we wanted this to be more of a steak, hearty type of a fish.
Swordfish matches a steakhouse.
I believe so.
Because it eats, like you said, it kind of eats like a steak.
Yes, I believe so too. The vegetables are nice and crisp.
Those are great. Again, the seasoning and the flavor on everything in this dish. Like if we're starting here, we're starting with seafood. This is mainly known for steak.
Yes.
Look at those. So I'm assuming, because if you look at this, look at the beautiful hash, the hatch marks you get on this swordfish. Are you telling me by looking at this, we're gonna get some steaks with just some beautiful char on there?
Beautiful char.
Oh my God.
Yes.
What kind of steaks you guys serving here? What are some of your popular ones?
Oh, the filet, of course, the filet mignon, the ribeye, the New York. I believe we have a New York.
New York strip. I think I saw one of them.
Yes.
Again, I was doing my homework on the way here. When I saw a steak, I was looking through this, and I did see also. I think it was the ribeye. It's called the hand-cut ribeye?
Yes.
Like in-house?
Because it's literally cut in-house. We have a meat room, literally.
Like a meat locker?
Yes, it's a meat locker. And that's where they go in and hand-cut your steak. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what we'd like to do then. I would love to go back, meet Chef, and if maybe he could take us, because listen, we all love steaks, but you're used to going to a steakhouse, you sit down, they bring it to the table, and it looks and tastes delicious.
Right.
What if we took ABR behind the scenes from, that first cut of the meat all the way to the plate?
Yes, I think that would be a great idea. Because when you go to other steakhouses, sometimes they'll have a cold case that has a piece of meat, and then you can just kind of see.
Right.
But here, the anticipation of wondering what that hand-cut steak is going to be, because the shape is not going to be maybe perfect.
And it's not processed.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It makes it something exciting for your steak.
I love that. All right, well, friends, get ready to go behind the scenes. We're going to go meet Chef Andrew. We'll take a big chunk of meat, carve a steak right off of it, slap it on the grill, then to the plate, then to our tummies. So, well, it's great to see you again, by the way. I love the outfit too, man. You were styling today.
Thank you.
My goodness. Let's head back and meet Chef, everybody.
All right.
Right, so we're at a steakhouse, as you know, but now I'm back here with Chef Andrew, and yes, we are in the walk-in cooler because we want to take you step by step through the process. So, Chef Andrew, right now, you've got a giant slab of beef, and you carve these in-house. What are we going to be working on?
We're working on our ribeye loin. They call it a lip-on ribeye loin, but we cut it to 12 ounces here. So it's going to be a nice fat-looking steak.
That's
a nice
great,
marble
man.
through it.
I just love that you're hand carving these for people when they come in the restaurant.
Oh, yes, sir. Every steak here is hand carved.
Love to see it. Let's go.
Oh, yes, sir. So usually I take this side off because we can use that for something else. But we get a nice.
Plenty of things we use that for.
And then we always weigh her out. But that's a nice looking steak right there.
Oh,
Don't gotta take much off at all. Usually we just trim.
Oh, you're even like doing a little fat trimming and everything.
A little bit of that. Some people, they like the fat, but we try to make sure it's a leaner kind of ribeye.
Well, you've got that great marbling through there anyway. I mean, you can tell, you can see this has some great marbling.
Yes, sir.
Which is what you want.
Good quality beef from the Central America.
That looks gorgeous, brother. All right, so what do we do now? We're ready to go?
Oh, yes, sir. We take it right up to the grill.
From hand carved straight to the grill, Chef. What's next? We just cut this steak. This just came off.
Next, we get a nice spray so it doesn't stick. Then we get a nice sear on it. Put it right on that nice white spot. And then we give it a little bit of seasoning from our salt and pepper.
Just a little salt and pepper seasoning in there?
Yes, sir.
And that's what I love too, man. It's just you're letting the beef speak for itself.
Yes, sir.
A little salt and pepper seasoning, fresh cut steak.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. This is gorgeous. And I see you've got a few going here at the same time. Is this just a feel process for you? Because I mean, people like their steaks done all kinds of ways, right? I'm more of a medium rare. It's a rare guy.
We usually do by touch, but we also have thermometers everywhere. Got about 7 of them back here, just in case if we cut our steaks a little too thick or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I love to cook. I'm by no means a chef, but listen, there is no shame, folks, in using a meat thermometer at home. Okay, just use one. You don't gotta be, the mad scientist on the grill, folks. Guys, especially, you know how we are. Don't do it. Listen to Chef. Even Chef has like 7 thermometers around here. So don't be a hero on the grill. Make sure you get the steak right. That's the bottom line.
Yes, sir.
So what kind of timing do you think we're looking at on the grill here for
For a mid-rare, we're looking about 3 to 5 minutes.
awesome? Man, and this grill is, I mean, you can see the smoke coming off. You know we're gonna have some nice grill marks. I've already seen some of your other steaks that have these grill marks on them.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah,
So
we'll
when you
probably-
get busy back here, Chef, I mean, that's gotta be kind of crazy when you've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different steaks on the grill and people want their steaks done all different type of ways. How do you manage that? You get stressed?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's kind of managing the anxiety. That's the way
Right?
I say it.
Yeah, because not only that, but you have to remember the temperature. Okay, for example, let's say, it'd be different if you had, somebody ordered a steak, somebody ordered some chicken, somebody ordered some fish, whatever. Those are different types of proteins. No, you have maybe 8, 10 different steaks, and you have to remember, wait, this steak was supposed to be rare, this is supposed to be well done. I mean, same protein, you just have to memorize what steak is getting what temp.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's very difficult. It's a lot of stress on your mind. Not everybody can do it, but it's,
No way.
Again, managing that anxiety is the most important thing. Keeping your cool, keeping your calm, keeping your head where it should be.
Right. I mean, think about that. At a steakhouse like this, a Friday, a Saturday night, something like that, big holiday. I mean, you got to be in the weeds back here, but you got to stay focused.
Yes, sir. Yeah, those customers are waiting their food, so we always make sure 30-minute ticket time is the fastest or highest we go here.
Now, how do you like your steaks?
My steak's medium, usually.
Medium steak, okay.
I like a good medium.
Any, as we're waiting here, we got this searing up. I saw you switch it over to get some hash marks.
Yes, sir.
Any tips for some folks at home when they're making steak? Because are there any mistakes that you think people make it when they're trying to cook at home that it's like, hey guys,
If you press your steaks out too much, or if you cut them with the grain, you got to make sure you cut them against the grain. Most important part.
thank you. And that's going to help with what? The toughness, the chew, or what, the
Yes,
texture,
sir.
right?
To keep it nice and tender. If you cut it with the grain, you're just gonna have a chewy flank steak kind of steak.
See, listen to the man. That's why we're back here. That's why I didn't want to sit out there and just sit down and eat a steak. I wanted to get behind the scenes, talk to Chef, let you know how you want to order a steak when you're at the steakhouse, and also maybe give you some tips for when you're at home. These look gorgeous, man.
Thank you.
Oh,
Finish these with a little bit of garlic butter
I love that.
and a little bit more salt and pepper. And this guy, she's getting close
That's
to
ours
mid-rare.
right there, right?
Yes, sir. She's about rare right now. Another 45 seconds, she'll be ready. We'll get some garlic butter on her.
See, and this one I love too. He's getting some garlic butter presses all over that bad boy. Can I do one?
Oh, go for it. It's a homemade garlic butter too.
Oh, you guys make this in house?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Oh, look at that. That's what you want. I don't know what it is, but there is something about steak and garlic butter that is just a marriage made in heaven, man.
Yes, sir.
Just a thing of beauty. Oh, you can smell that now. You're even getting, like when you roast garlic at home, right? And it's in the butter in the pan, and you get that sort of like toasted garlic smell. Like we're getting that right now off the grill. Oh, I love this.
Fantastic
I
smell.
love this.
We
A
give
little
it
more
just
salt and pepper.
just a little bit more, just to re-season what we took off on the grill. And then get some of these guys off here. We always give them a temperature pick. Let them know that we made sure we knew what temperature they wanted.
Oh, really?
That way the customer feels reassured that we knew what we were cooking for.
See, I love that. I'm gonna grab this real quick.
No problem.
This is what he's talking about. Different color sticks here, depending on the temperature that you order it at. So that when it hits your table, you know which steak is yours and that you got the temperature. And yeah, like you said, Chef was paying attention and knew what you wanted. See, that's a nice touch. That's a really nice touch in my mind. Is this ours?
Yes, sir. Should be ready to go. Nice medium rare.
Beautiful.
All right.
Okay.
You guys want to cut it?
There we go. Perfect. Medium rare, garlic butter on top, and just around the bend, Chef and I are gonna taste it. Well, it's done, and now we found a nice little corner back here, Chef and I. We wanted to get off the kitchen line. There are steaks flying out the door, but we wanted to get our steak that we prepared to bring you back here. And again, it just looks and smells so good, man.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna let you do the honors. Let's cut this bad boy open and see what's what. I love it. He just drops it right on the cutting board.
Still
It looks so tender, man.
kind of rare, but
That's how I like it.
that's how I kind of like it with ribeyes myself.
Oh my goodness.
Nice and tender, almost falling apart before I cut it.
That looks beautiful, Chef.
Thank you. Let's get the nice meaty part in there.
Look at this.
There we go.
Let's dig in. Here's the best part though, is that
Get to
literally 15 minutes ago, this was on a slab of beef. And this is freshly hand cut, and it's now ready to eat on our cutting board. 15 minutes ago, in that walk-in cooler. Right now, ready to eat.
Thank you.
Get out of here.
Very good.
That is perfect.
Thank you. After we let it rest for a few minutes, that's the best way to eat it.
That's gorgeous. So flavorful and tender, man. And again, when we were in the walk-in there, we saw you cut that fat, that trim off that fat.
Yes, sir.
Which was perfect because we mentioned it in there. Now we can taste it, that marbling that you have in here. And what's happening is that marbling and some of those little fat pieces are just rendering into the lean part, and it's just exploding. God, this is good, Chef.
Thank you.
How many of these you pumping out a day when it comes on a busy night? How many steaks are flying out that kitchen?
Busy night for ribeyes. We go through about 40 to 50 a night, and that's not including our fillets, sirloins, New York strips, and we have different sizes of the sirloins as well. So it goes. We can serve on a regular night. We can serve a good 150 steaks, no problem.
No problem, he said. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is excellent. What about you? When it comes to steaks, what do you like to order or make for yourself if you're going to have a steak?
Filet. That's the most tender of them all. It's very hard to trim down, and it's very more expensive, but it's definitely worth the price every time.
Man, this is fantastic. Well, I want to thank you for taking us through the experience. I'm just going to sit here and just keep nibbling on this thing.
No problem.
But you do more than steaks here.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot going on, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, the swordfish that's on the menu, absolutely incredible. And I think after this, we're going to go try some stuffed mushroom caps. Are
yes,
you guys,
sir.
are you making those in-house or are those out of a bag? What are we doing?
Oh, yes, sir. We make everything on the crab stuffed mushrooms ourselves in-house.
They're crab stuffed mushrooms?
Yes, sir.
I knew they were stuffed mushrooms. They're crab stuffed mushrooms?
Yes, sir. They're also stuffed with scallops and shrimp also. So we just call them crab stuffed mushrooms.
I'll see you guys in the dining room. Okay, so as Chef promised, he does have the crab stuffed mushrooms ready for us. I mean, these look incredible. And you guys saw, he's doing everything by hand back there. But we got a little treat, because this is Danielle, the Director of Operations, right? For
Yes.
both Elliott's as well as Goodrich's seafood and oyster house up the road. But we happened to catch you here, so we thought we'd sit down with you and talk a little bit about this place.
Excited to do so.
So first of all, let's dig into these because they're staring me in the face. We've been setting cameras up, and just these have been sitting here. And Danielle and I are just
We're
doing
starving.
this, waiting for camera and lights to be set up.
Absolutely starving.
And I don't need to tell you this, man. We got to watch Chef firsthand back there stuffing these.
One of our top appetizers.
They have to be.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it comes back to freshness and doing things from scratch and doing them the right way. Those are seasoned so well.
Yes.
Man, the seasoning on that is incredible.
It just full of flavor in your mouth.
Burst with flavor.
Burst.
And the mushroom gives it some nice texture and a little bit of that like umami, earthy flavor that you want. I see why those are a big hit.
Yes. Yes, they're definitely a favorite for almost everyone that walks in here.
And you know, you're bouncing back and forth between Goodrich's and then over here at Elliott's. And there has to be a delicate balance. I love that we get some great steaks here. I mean, the fact that you guys are doing things fresh on both ends of things. We saw at Goodrich's in another episode. how fresh everything is prepared, the way that they're hand battering ahead and ready. We again here at Elliott's got to go behind the scenes with Chef and watch him hand cut a steak right from there, straight to the grill, hand stuff these mushrooms. How do you guys maintain that sort of quality here at Elliott's?
We take pride in everything that we do. I mean, it goes from the love of the people and the love of food, and seeing smiles on everyone's faces when they eat our food and come to our establishments.
There were plenty of smiles in the back as we're preparing this and tasting this, by the way.
I mean, we're not only a family, but
you got the food.
We got the food to match it.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is so delicious and so fresh. And I know that this is a steakhouse, of course, but I mean, we saw earlier the swordfish that you guys are preparing. I mean, we're in Florida, right? So you guys are still incorporating that seafood vibe with the crab stuffed mushrooms here.
Yeah, there's always seafood being sought for over in Florida. So you have to show that you got the seafood too.
And Oak Hill is kind of a unique place. It's a little bit off the beaten path, but not too far. I mean, this has to be one of those places that people in town, this is where you want to come to get a really nice dinner. And you guys do lunch here, I know.
Lunch, yes.
What sort of relationship do you have with this community? Because I know you in particular, you're very big on the relationships that you have in town.
Yes.
You can tell us more about that.
You know, any charity event, we're there. Anything the city wants, parades, bringing other people in here as well to do reef classes or sip and paints.
That's fun.
Close to home.
That's true. You know what? That makes total sense because we saw that gigantic room that you have back there that's good for like banquets or private parties. But you're right, you can use that almost like an entertainment space to do things for the community here in Oak Hill.
Absolutely.
So I love that idea of like doing the paint and sips. You can get great food while you're here, get some drinks. What a unique way to utilize the restaurant here in town.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's very fun. I enjoy bringing all these things to the community.
Now, because the other restaurant, I guess, is right up the road, do you find yourself on a daily basis just going back and forth? Like your job's gotta be tough. You got two different restaurants, and obviously, you know, you are, and I'll go ahead and say it, you are Karen's right and left arm. I'll go ahead and say that. And you're bouncing back and forth, and yet your mentality is so different for each restaurant because the styles are so unique, the menus are so unique. How are you able to maintain just sort of the special nature that each restaurant has, but still bring quality? What's that like for you?
Well, each restaurant has definitely something special for me, and in each one. Goodrich's, I started there. I got welcomed into the family. I served, I worked with the customers, and each place has its own unique customer bases as well. So I come here and get with the customers and just try to incorporate all of it together and try to keep track of everyone.
While wearing different hats, you wear one hat over there, you wear one hat over here, but you're trying to make sure everybody feels like family, whether it's here or there.
Right.
Well, you guys have definitely accomplished that. Again, this is the second time we've been able to visit with you guys, and just a home run in each occasion.
Oh, thank you so much. Great. We appreciate you coming.
Listen, if you're in the Central Florida or the East Coast area of Florida, man, this is definitely where you want to stop, whether it's steak or seafood. Where can people find you guys online?
Well, online we are ElliottSteakhouse.com. And there's only one S between the Elliott and the steak.
That's important.
That's important.
That is so important. I hear, you know, sometimes you hear jingles on the radio and like, well, wait a minute, do I add the extra? Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yes, and then we are on Facebook, Elliott Steakhouse.
Wonderful. So you know what to do, guys. Make sure you come on by, like, subscribe, and share if you're watching this on our page. And we have some mushrooms to finish, but we thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on America's Best Restaurants.
I'm not finishing this with you.
Hey!